Good morning, students. We'll be start continuing the last class. So in the last class, we discussed the electric field intensity due to charged infinite conducting cylinder. Now in this class, we'll be discuss the charged infinite non-conducting cylinder. What is the electric field intensity outside on the surface as well as inside the cylinder? The cases will be discussed. Now electric field intensity due to a infinite non-conducting charged cylinder. So clearly understand, here we are going to discuss about the non-conducting cylinder. So what is the special with non-conducting means, the charge will be present inside over the surface also. Let us consider that kind of one cylinder. Let us take, this is a cylinder. So whose radius is infinite one it is, so still it is continuous, it will be there. It is the length is infinite. And whose charge density is, here the charge is completely means throughout the body charge will present. That's why instead of taking surface charge density as we taken in the previous case, here we are going to take the volume charge density. Why? Because we know the charge is completely spread throughout the body means we are going to take the surface charge density. So now the charge is present completely inside as well as outside of it. Let us see whose cylinder radius is. So we are going to take the axis here like this. And whose radius is r, capital, and whose volume charge density is volume density rho. Now first case. So we are going to apply the Gauss application. Going to follow, discuss Gauss application to determine the electric field intensity outside on the surface as well as inside one. Now first I am going to discuss the point outside. So first one is outside of the cylinder. So outside of the cylinder in the sense, we know where you want to find the electric field intensity is outside point. Let us take the distance we are going to take outside. Here if you want to find the electric field intensity, what is the procedure we are following? We need to be construct one imaginary surface whose radius is r. And we can choose a length that is as our wish. So that is the length is L, we can take it. Now I am constructing that Gaussian surface. What kind of shape also, it is a cylindrical body means we can enclose this by constructing one cylinder only. That's why I am going to take here one imaginary Gaussian cylinder like this. Now, due to this body, the electric field is radially outwards. So, and everywhere over the surface of Gaussian surface, the electric field intensity remains same, because from the same distance, the electric field intensity will be remains the same. That's why here at every point on this Gaussian surface, the electric field intensity remains the same. We will take it. Now, through these flat surfaces, the flux will be zero. That is, we discussed in the linear conductor time. So that's why these flat surfaces no need to be considered. Only we are going to take the electric field through the curved body only, because through the flat surface the electric flux is zero. So we need to be consider these things. So we want to be concentrate only the curved surface, because which is where electric field intensity and area vector is the same direction. But at this flat surface, electric field intensity, area vector, both are perpendicular to each other. So net flux through this is zero. That's why that is we shown you in the first class, that is first application electric field intensity thin wire that you follow. So every time we don't need to take these flat surfaces, just only through which board surface the flux will be produces, that surface only we are considering. Now step 1, we constructed one Gaussian surface. This is over. Now we go to the applying the Gauss law for it. So before going to apply the Gauss law for it, here we are considering a small area where you want to find the electric field intensity at point P. Here we are considering a small area ds. Ds vector is normal to the surface, as well as electric field intensity radial outwards, both are along the same direction. If both are along the same direction, in the sense theta equal to 0. Now from Gauss law we can write integral E bar dot ds bar equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed. So we can write that integral E bar dot ds means both are along the same direction. So we have integral E ds, that is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the q net. And E is constant here because everywhere the electric field intensity remains same from the same distance. So E you can take it outside. That if you write E integral ds is equals to 1 by epsilon naught in q net. That is you commonly we are writing like this. Then integral ds means, as we discussed in the last case, the surface area of the Gaussian cylinder. The surface area of the Gaussian cylinder is length is we taken the Gaussian cylinder length is L and whose radius is R. That's why whose radius is R. That's why the surface area of this is 2 pi R into length L. Therefore, integral ds place we are going to write the surface area of the Gaussian cylinder, that is E into 2 pi R L is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed. Net charge enclosed means this particularly this charge, how much we need to be know, which one the Gaussian surface, how much of charge it is enclosed, that charge we need to be considering. That is, if you want to know here, not the what surface not resides over the surface alone, here inside is present. So throughout the body charge distributed means we can find the charge by multiplying volume charge density and what volume of the cylinder, because it is cylinder shape. Therefore q net in the sense we are writing volume charge density into volume of the cylinder. The volume of this part of the cylinder is area into length, that is pi r square into length L. So what we are going to write is pi r square into length L means that is the charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface. That is rho into, here you only understand volume charge density into volume. Volume in the sense pi r square into length L here. Then what are going to be cancelled? You cancel it. Then here L is going to be cancelled, as well as pi is going to be cancelled. Then what is the electric field intensity outside? E outside is rho r square by 2 epsilon naught r. So 2 epsilon naught small r. This is the electric field intensity outside of it. You observe here the electric field intensity outside. Here anyhow rho volume charge density remains constant, and as well as the radius capital R, it is radius of cylinder, it is constant. Epsilon naught permittivity of the medium, it is we are going to take in a vacuum only, so it is remains constant R. So if you are going far from the axis of the cylinder, R is going to be changed, as well as the electric field intensity is going to be changed. That's why You can write this electric field intensity outside is varies inversely proportional to with distance. So this is the case, you can understand. Now we discussed the point of electric field intensity outside. The same point, if you place it over the surface, that is nothing but electric field intensity on the surface case. Just what you need to be change the thing to determine the electric field intensity on the surface is, just in place of small r, you need to be write capital R. So that we will be doing it here. So next one. On the surface of the cylinder, second case, on the surface of the cylinder we are going to take it. On the surface of the cylinder. If you take it on the surface of the cylinder, just we need to be changed outside case small r plus capital R. On the surface of cylinder means small r equal to capital R. Then E on the surface we can write as rho capital R square by r. In place of small r now I am going to write the capital R. Then what is going to be cancelled? You can observe here epsilon naught capital R. Then it is rho r by 2 epsilon naught. This is the electric field intensity on the surface. Next, another one. You observe on the surface is remains constant. It is the maximum value. Here there is no variable present in this expression. Next, we are going to take the inside. The last case, inside electric field intensity 0 we have. That is because of conducting cylinder, but here it is non-conducting. So inside electric field intensity is not 0. That is clearly we will be discussing. So we remember these expressions. Outside is rho r square by, I am going to write here. The outside is rho r square by 2 epsilon naught small r, and on the surface is rho r by 2 epsilon. Remember, then we will go to the discussion of electric field intensity inside the cylinder. Now, I am going to take the cylinder like this because we are going to show you large, but we are taking the same one, but just to understand it, we are making this one big. This is a charged one whose radius is capital R from the axis. This is the axis of the cylinder. Now inside if you want it, let us take a point P which is inside. You observe here smaller equal to less than the capital R. So inside third case, inside the cylinder, that is smaller less than capital R case. So now if you want to find the electric field intensity at this point, what you are going to be consider here, you have to construct one Gaussian surface whose radius is smaller and length is L. Now I am going to do that. Here I am considering the one Gaussian cylinder and whose length is L. Whose length is L. Now observe the thing. Through this, the electric field intensity is radially outwards. Same procedure we are following. The electric field intensity is radially outwards, and we are considering a small area here. That is, area vector is ds bar, and electric field intensity is away from it, that is E bar. Both are along the same direction, and we are neglecting the flux through the flat surfaces because it is 0. Why? The electric field intensity and area vector both are perpendicular to each other. Now the procedure we are going to be follow, that is first one, applying the Gauss law. According to Gauss law, that is integral E bar dot ds bar equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the q net. So E bar dot ds bar, anyhow you know both are along the same direction, means E ds cos 0, and cos 0 is 1, and E is remains constant at every point over the surface. So E we can take it common, integral E ds is equals to 1 by epsilon naught d q net. So integral ds means area of the Gaussian surface. Here area of the Gaussian surface is its perimeter. Perimeter is 2 pi r small r into length is L. So E into 2 pi r into length is L, 1 by epsilon naught. What about the q net? So what about the q net in the sense the charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface, means we no need to consider the charge of this entire cylinder. We have to be consider only the charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface. The charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface means how we wrote, that is charge density into volume. Okay. So volume means earlier your outside case you took the volume of the cylinder of length L whose radius capital, because outside means the enclosed body is total radius of the cylinder we need to be taking. But now inside case we no need to take the radius of the entire cylinder. We have to consider the radius of the Gaussian cylinder only. That radius is smaller. So only this part of volume only we need to be considering. What is this volume is pi small r square into length L. That volume into surface charge density, if you multiply, that is nothing but the charge enclosed by this Gaussian cylinder. You understand clearly that only we need to be consider this particular volume only. Okay, so this particular volume into volume charge density, if you multiply, then you will get the the charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface. There is a difference, you observe it clearly, outside case as well as inside case. Then I am going to write that volume charge density rho into what? Volume of Gaussian surface. What is volume of Gaussian surface in the sense E into 2 pi Rl, that is 1 by epsilon naught times the rho into volume of the Gaussian surface is pi small r square into length. Now which are going to be cancelled, those terms you make it cancel, then pi is going to be cancelled, r one time, length L gets cancelled, then E inside E equal to rho small r by what? 2 epsilon naught. Rho small r by 2 epsilon naught will come. You observe clearly that the electric field intensity inside is E directly proportional to distance. The remaining are variables, constants. The only variable is distance. So when you are going to move away from it, electric field intensity linearly changes with respect to the distance. And one more point you observe here, if you take r equal to 0, r equal to 0 means you are going to take exactly at the center of the cylinder. Exactly at the center of the cylinder means r, if you substitute 0, then what will happen? Electric field intensity becomes 0. So exactly at the center of the cylinder, the electric field intensity is 0. So I am going to write that one. At center of the cylinder, here I am writing at center of cylinder. At center of the cylinder means R equal to 0. If R is 0, what is going to be changed here is this expression is going to be changed. That is electric field intensity E is becomes 0. So E is 0 exactly at center, but inside is not 0. So from 0 to, if you are going away from it, the electric field intensity gradually increases linearly up to the surface. And outside of the surface, you observe it outside of the surface, inversely proportional, then it is what? Rectangular hyperbola, it is inversely proportional to distance r. So remember it, outside the electric field intensity and radius are inversely proportional to each other. If you are going from surface to away, the electric field intensity is going to be decreased, and as well as on the surface it has maximum value. What is the maximum value? That is rho r by 2 epsilon naught. And inside, if you taken inside, we have a linear relationship with electric field intensity and distance from the axis, that is rho r by 2 epsilon naught. E inside is linear relationship, and exactly at center, if you are taken exactly at center, what will happen here is if you substitute r0, the electric field intensity is going to be 0 exactly at the center of the cylinder. Now these points, if you are representing graphically, that is the variation of electric field intensity with distance, we are going to be draw the curve. Let us see that variation curve. So variation of electric field intensity with distance, variation of electric field intensity with the distance r from axis of cylinder. Let us see that. You observe clearly that inside directly proportional, on the surface maximum, outside inversely proportional. Just we are going to draw that one as a graph file. So I am taking the electric field intensity on y axis as well as distance on x axis. So this is the region of small r equal to capital R means exactly over the surface. Up to this surface, if you observe it clearly, up to this surface means this is the region inside. So the region inside, if it is taken, electric field intensity inside is rho r by 2 epsilon naught. So rho r by 2 epsilon naught means E inside is directly proportional to distance r. Directly proportional means this nature of the curve is what? A straight line. And exactly this is what? Center of cylinder. Center of the cylinder means electric field intensity is 0. So at this point it is 0. And up to the surface directly proportional. So E inside is directly proportional to distance r. So what is the nature of the graph? You will get it is the nature of the graph is a straight line. So inside region is the graph is a straight line. E inside. And exactly over the surface. Exactly over the surface. What is the expression we have? Rho r by 2 epsilon naught. Then if you are observed that exactly over the surface is constant and maximum value, that is rho r by 2 epsilon naught. And outside of the cylinder, if you observe, outside of the cylinder, the variation with respect to distance of electric field intensity is E outside is inversely proportional to the distance r. So inversely proportional means the nature of the curve is a rectangular hyperbola. So the variation of the curve is rectangular hyperbola. So E inversely proportional to 1 by R. So this is the variation of electric field intensity with distance in case of non-conducting cylinder. So this kind of curve you observed in the variation of gravitational field intensity of the Earth in gravitation chapter in first year. Similar kind of graph will be there. Even same kind of graph, even you will get it for another kind of shape also, that is spherical shape is also there. You will get the same kind of expression. So these are the things. Another case, so you have to be apply these gas laws are very, these are the gas laws applications are very important, and conducting non-conducting difference, what is there that you need to be understand clearly. You have to read the sentence clearly that they are asking about the conducting or non-conducting. Based on that, we have to be follow the 3 steps. What are the 3 steps we are going to discuss is one is you have to be construct one Gaussian imaginary Gaussian surface. Okay, where you want to be find the electric field intensity, that distance as radius. First thing you have to do that. Next step, we are later where you want to find the electric field intensity at that small area you have to be imagine, and that small area if you imagine, then based on that you have to be apply the Gauss law for that. And applying Gauss law means their area in the sense Gaussian surface area only we need to be substitute there, as well as net charge enclosed will be there. What is the net charge enclosed means? You clearly understand that net charge enclosed means the charge enclosed by whatever we constructed Gaussian surface, that is. So that things you have to understand. And the substitutions, if you do it, the third step is the substitution. If you calculate it, ultimately you wanted the expression for electric field intensity from the Gaussian. So that is we discuss. In the next case, what we'll be going to discuss here is electric field intensity due to what? Conducting, non-conducting, infinite plane sheets. So infinite plane sheets we are going to discuss it. So that will be discussed in the next session.